students, my name is Sunaina and I am here to teach you the subject of social science. Today we shall be learning the 5th chapter of geography, Indian forest resources. Now students, before you do the chapter of forests, I am sure you all have learnt, revised and practiced the previous chapter of soil. Now if you ask me, ma'am, can we do forest before soil? No, you cannot, because if you don't know about soil, you will not know about forest. So you should know the soil, you should know the various soil types, and after that we will learn about forest because they are interconnected. So like any chapter, what do? We first learn what are all the topics we will be covering in the chapter. Very similar to soil, we will first learn the meaning and importance of forest resources. Then we will learn the types and distribution. Students, if you know different kinds of soil and different kinds of climate, the forest depends exactly on that. So if you know how the soil is, how the climate is, you can even take a guess, oh, this is a kind of forest that can grow here. Then we will learn about wildlife sanctuaries, national parks and the biosphere reserves of India. So let's begin with meaning and importance of forests. So very important definition for 1 mark from examination point of view, give the definition of forest. A large area of land covered with trees and undergrowth is called forest. So a large area where trees are continuous is called forest. It is extensive and has a commercial value. What do we mean by commercial value? So when you cut these forests, the woods that would be sold, we are capable of doing business with it. So it has commercial value. It consists of natural or planted vegetation. Maybe from many years trees were already there, so that region is forest. Or maybe it's a new forest where people, like you all may know, Salu Marada Timaka, she planted so many trees. So we can also plant trees and make a new forest. So that's called planted vegetation. Forests constitute one of the natural resources of India. What are the other natural resources? Soil, water resources and so on. Directly, they provide a large variety of wood which are used as, where is wood used? As fuel. By burning it you get fuel, timber and industrial raw materials. Like when we say industrial raw materials, it's used to make paper, it's used to make biochemicals and so on. So we already know now what is a forest. We also know what it provides. What else does it provide for others? It provides fodder for livestock. So the food that animals or cattle eat is called fodder. Forest provides fodder. So many sheep herders, cattle rearers send their cattle to forests to have livestock. And employment opportunities for people. How do you say employment opportunities? There is so much of forest produce that they can collect and sell. If you would have visited a national park or a biosphere reserve or these other regions, on the outskirts you would find so many people selling forest produce. So it also gives employment opportunities. These are all the direct uses of forest. Indirectly, do you think forest can be helpful? Let's look at it. Indirectly, forests preserve the physical features, check soil erosion, control floods and regulate the flow of rivers. So students, in the previous chapter we learned what is soil erosion in detail. So when the tree is tall, there are roots that go deep and these roots help to hold the soil and it prevents soil erosion. It also preserves the physical features. For example, if a river is flowing, if soil erosion would take place, the river's course will change. But if a strong forest is there, this can be protected. Forests also prevent desertification. What is the meaning of desertification? Creation or making of deserts is called desertification. If there is a fertile land that is rich in minerals, has very good fertile soil, but over the period of time, if it gets eroded, it becomes like a desert. So forest, when it's there, it prevents this from happening. It helps to improve the soil fertility, makes the climate equable. What do we mean by makes the climate equable? What is equality in climate? Let's discuss. So, they say forests are a huge carbon dioxide sink. What is the meaning of that? There is carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and we keep hearing this is causing global warming. So when plants take in carbon dioxide, they give out oxygen. So in forest there are so many trees that take in carbon dioxide and they remove it from the atmosphere. So they make the climate equable. Equable means not very hot, not very cold. They make it livable. If there's too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, the temperature will become very hot, as we keep discussing in global warming. And they help to maintain ecological balance. Ecological balance means so many lives, insects, animals get a home to live in the forest, and there is a balance in the ecosystem that is maintained. They also provide shelter to wildlife. So students, let's summarize. We learned the definition of forest. We also learned that forests can be natural and they can also be because of planted vegetation. Then we learnt about the direct uses of forest, the indirect uses of forest. Now students, let's move on and learn about different types of forests. So in your examination, for 1 mark, what is forest is important. For a 2-mark question, give the importance of forest is important. But you should also learn in particular, like with respect to soil erosion, how are forests helpful. With respect to climate change, how are forests helpful. And when it comes to types of forest, this qualifies as the most important question from the examination point of view. So, we have always discussed the factors on which the climate of India depends, the factors on which soil formation depends. Now we are going to learn about factors on which forest type depends. It depends on climate, soil and relief. Just 3 things: climate, soil, relief. We have already discussed in the previous videos what is the meaning of climate, what is the meaning of relief. Soil was the whole of last chapter. But climate is the single most important factor on which the type of forest depends. India is a very vast country and we have all varieties of forests that can possibly be there. What are they? Tropical evergreen forest. Tropical meaning it will be in the tropical region. Evergreen, the trees are always green in these forests. Next, tropical deciduous forest, scrub forest and grassland, desert vegetation, mountain forest, mangrove forest. Students, all names with exactly correct spellings you must learn. Okay? Now let's go on. You all should even know the map, which forest is found where. Please take an India map and shade the regions for all the 6 types of forest as shown here. Let's go ahead. The tropical evergreen forest. So students, whenever we learn about a type of forest, we learned that the most important factor is climate. So we need to know what is the climate here. What is the rainfall like? Where is this region in India? Is there any other feature about the trees? And 2 examples of trees that grow here. So these forests are found in regions of heavy annual rainfall exceeding 250 centimeters. Now if you all remember, in the chapter of climate, we have already learned rainfall distribution. If you know regions of high rainfall, you already know where is tropical evergreen forest. So do you all remember where is the region of heavy rainfall where we see 250 centimeter and above rainfall? Yes, very good. In the western slopes of Western Ghats, in Cherrapunji, Mawsynram, where we see heavy rainfall. Now let's look at it. They are found on the western slopes of Western Ghats and hills of northeastern states of Assam, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Tripura, Manipura, and in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Just two complete names are enough. That is, completely you should know. Western slopes of Western Ghats, hills of all northeast states that are mentioned here. You should know the names of the states also. These forests are dense. What is the meaning of dense? There is one tree here, one tree here. All trees are very nearby. There are lots of trees. And the trees grow to a great height. Why do they grow to a great height? Because they want sunlight. In competition of sunlight, they grow to a great height. The trees and plants do not shed their leaves. The leaves never fall. So, because the leaves never fall, the forest is always green. That's why it has this name, evergreen forest. Give reason, very important, can come in the exam. Why do they have the name as evergreen forest? The important trees are teak, rosewood, ebony, mahogany, gurjan and champa. Learn any two names. If I was in your place, I would have learned ebony and mahogany because ani, it's a easy way to remember. Ani comes in tropical evergreen forest. Now let's go to the next one. Tropical deciduous forest. Students, if you notice, the previous one also was tropical. Even this is tropical. There is only one word that has changed. Evergreen to deciduous. It is very simple. In evergreen forests, the trees never shed their leaves. In deciduous forest is a forest where trees shed their leaves. Okay, it is just as simple as that. The rainfall is not very heavy. So, because of lesser rainfall or lesser availability of water, these trees shed their leaves every year. They are found in areas with an annual rainfall of 100 to 200 centimeter. They are occupied in a wide range of eastern slopes of the Western Ghats, including in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, Chota Nagpur Plateau, foothills of the Himalayas, parts of Odisha and West Bengal. Any two places is more than enough. You don't need to learn all the names. The trees in these forests shed their leaves during spring and early summer. Hence, they are also known as monsoon forests. So, the previous forests were called evergreen. From give reason point of view, that was important. This is also very important. Give reason why deciduous forests are called monsoon forests, because they shed their leaves during spring and early summer. The important trees are teak, sal, sandalwood, kusum, kanju, myrobalan, citrus, mango, neem, tamarind, etc. I would try to remember the names of these trees depending on what is my favorite. Mango is my favorite, so I would remember. I also like tamarind a lot. So mango and tamarind are the two examples I would learn for deciduous forest. And since I am in Bangalore, and in Bangalore also only deciduous trees are found, I see mango trees and tamarind trees in so many places. So it is easier to remember from exam point of view as well. Scrub forest and grassland. So students, by the picture itself you can figure out there are no trees that are tall. They are short. They are mostly like grass, short vegetation, like shrubs. Now let's look at where will this be found. Of course, here the rainfall will be even lesser. These are found in areas having 60 to 100 centimeter of rainfall. The scrub with short, coarse grass, thorny trees and bushes are found scattered in Kutch and fringes of Thar desert. Only two places are there in Gujarat, that is in Kutch and in the Thar desert. Learn both the names, very important. Grasslands are mainly found in eastern Rajasthan, Punjab, parts of Western Ghats and the Cardamom Hills. Fourth one, desert vegetation. So in evergreen forest we saw there was rainfall more than 250 centimeters. Then we came to deciduous forest, 100 to 200 centimeter. Then we went to scrub. There was at least 60 centimeter rainfall there. But here there's going to be even lesser rainfall. They are found in areas with rainfall of just 10 to 15 centimeters. The Thar Desert, including the parts of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, and the Deccan Plateau. On account of scanty meaning less rainfall, vegetation consists of scattered. See, trees are so far away from each other. Thorny bushes, Ran, Khair, Kolko, Babul, cacti and Kejra trees are found here. Very easy to remember. Babul is a common name. If you would have visited a desert, commonly you will see babul trees, and cacti we all know grows in the desert since we were so young. So learn these two examples from examination point of view. Next, let's go to mountain forests.